Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the graduates of the Queensland College of Art. In a few minutes, the graduation ceremony will commence. The procession of graduates will enter first. Please remain seated while this happens. Next will follow the staff procession. You should continue to stay seated while they enter. After a brief break, the playing of the university fanfares will announce the entry of the dais party. I will signal to you that you are to rise and to remain standing until the dais party is seated. Please do not stand until I ask you to. Thank you, and once again, the graduation ceremony will commence shortly.
Vice-Chancellor and Mrs. Webb, Mr. R.W.L. Austin and Mrs. Austin, Founder-Chancellor Sir Theodore Bray, Dr. Irene Amos, Mrs. Molly Robson, MLA, other distinguished guests, members of Council, members of the university community, and particularly our graduates. On behalf of the Council of Griffith University, I have pleasure in welcoming you all to this graduation ceremony. On these occasions, we like to dwell on some of the important activities of the university, both in the past and present. Since teaching began in 1975, Griffith's story has been one of innovation and growth. One of the great strengths of Griffith is that it does not follow, it leads. It does not copy, it initiates. Reference is often made to the two unique schools, Modern Asian Studies and Australian Environmental Studies, which were part of Griffith from the very first day. It is typical of Griffith's monitoring and development methods that the two original schools are now parts of the more diversified divisions of Asian and International Studies and the Environmental Sciences, respectively. Griffith University's growth has been remarkable. In the last 5 years, the student population of the university has trebled. We now have close to 15,000 students over 6 different campuses. It must be noted that these institutions were not forced to amalgamate with us. True, under the unified national system, they had to combine with another larger institution, and they chose to come to Griffith. We welcome them with respect and with pride. We have always believed it important that the university should reach out into the community and that the people out there should be drawn into our activities wherever and whenever possible. We have a community conscience which explains why we have so enthusiastically embarked upon the new area of justice administration. In parallel with the Queensland University of Technology, we are providing tertiary training for police recruits. At the end of last year, a total of 400 recruits graduated from QUT and Griffith at an impressive joint ceremony. They are the first group of police recruits who, in this state, have undertaken part of their organised training within a university. The period 1991-92 has been a significant one for Griffith University. It has seen the completion and opening by the Governor-General, Mr. Hayden, of the Stage 2 buildings at the Gold Coast University College at Griffith. We have had the first graduation from the Queensland Conservatorium of Music since it became part of Griffith. The occasion was even more significant since the graduation ceremony and the concert which preceded it was attended by the Chancellor of Leeds University and patron of the Conservatorium, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent, who presented the testamenters and received from our Chancellor the honorary degree of Doctor of the University. We have seen the completion of 2 fine and much-needed buildings on our Nathan campus. The new University Centre building, funded at a total of some $9 million by the federal government, was opened officially by the Duchess of Kent on March 4. The other building is the Information Services Centre, constructed at a cost of more than $8 million. It will be opened soon. We were, of course, delighted to welcome in January this year the Queensland College of Art as a college of Griffith University. We welcomed also the affiliation of the Brisbane College of Theology with Griffith, and we had for the first time a service held on the Mount Gravatt campus to mark the commencement of the academic year. The inspiring homily at this ecumenical service was given by Archbishop John Bathersby. Another first was the Parliament House luncheon, addressed by the Premier, Mr. Wayne Goss, to recognise publicly winners of the Griffith University Excellence Awards. As chairman of Griffith's Library Committee, I am proud to tell you of the development of what is believed to be the world's first personal computer-based Chinese, Japanese, Korean vernacular script library system. This system, which is being developed as a joint project between Griffith and the University of Queensland, is the brainchild of Griffith's Bruce Edwards in the Division of Information Services and Eric Chappell of the Division of Education. It is attracting interest from institutions throughout Australia, including the National Library. The system will enable users with a knowledge of East Asian scripts to access the combined 20,000-volume Asian languages collection held in both institutions, using Chinese, Japanese, or Korean characters. The official opening of the Griffith University Law School by the Governor, Sir Walter Campbell, marked the beginning of another significant chapter in the history of this university. Former Governor-General and High Court Judge Sir Ninian Stephen said in his keynote speech at the opening that looking at Griffith's law school curriculum, he glimpsed a whole new landscape of law teaching inspired by a clearly articulated philosophy. Moreover, he said, and I quote, "For me, the law school's curriculum is, in a sense, a second revolution in law teaching, the first being that reappraisal of needs and requirements and consequent changes in curricula and staffing that overtook the teaching of law in the 1950s and 60s. I now turn to the college from which come our graduates today, the Queensland College of Art, Griffith University. As I have already mentioned, we have welcomed all those institutions which have decided to join us. Without wanting to play favourites, I confess that the two which have given me very great pleasure have been the Conservatorium of Music and the College of Art. Both have proud histories and reputations, and both have brought new dimensions to Griffith University. The Queensland College of Art, established in 1881, is the state's oldest and most distinguished art institution. The college provides associate diploma, degree and postgraduate programs leading to professional careers in the fields of visual art and design and cultural studies. Visual art and design students are encouraged to develop their personal, aesthetic and visual discrimination through studio-based programs. The three studio-based areas of study are design, fine art, and photography and film. Courses include painting, printmaking, sculpture, intermediate activities, ceramics, jewellery, silversmithing, interior design and filmmaking. And indeed, 5 students from the college took out awards at the 6th Annual Queensland Young Filmmakers Awards this year. The contribution the college can make to Griffith and the widened horizons Griffith can offer the college students and staff is exemplified by the success of the exhibition of works by the college students, which was opened by the Premier, Mr. Goss, on the Nathan campus during Orientation Week this year. 211 students are eligible to graduate at the ceremony, and I understand more than 140 are present. I am delighted to have the honour of presenting the testamers to you, our graduates, at this historic ceremony. On behalf of the Council, and indeed the university community, I congratulate you on your achievements. I congratulate your teachers and your families on the support they have given to you in this very important period of your lives. We extend our warmest good wishes to you all for your future. We will remember you. We hope you will always remember both your college and Griffith University. I now call on the Acting Provost and Director of the Queensland College of Art to present the graduates from the Queensland College of Art who have chosen to receive their awards at this ceremony.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Associate Diploma of Arts in Applied Photography, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Vicky Adams. Paul Atwood. Ian Berry. Robert Branch. Suzanne Burrow. Kiralee Cull. Ronald de Boer. Leosh Furedi. Mike Hilberger. Kevin Jones. Ken Koplik. Richard Lodge. Toan Luong. Philip McFarlane. John O'Brien. Natalie Pollock. Stephen Porter. Rod Shepherd. Adam Smith. Peter Unger. Helen Webster. Wendy Winters. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Associate Diploma of Arts in Commercial Art, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Tony Antcliffe. Simon Bennett. Natalie Blakemore. Nina Campbell. Jessie Dyball. Paul Elliott. Gregory Hale. Acting Chancellor, Mr. James Arthur Latham, a graduate of the Associate Diploma of Arts in Commercial Art, died recently in an accident. He has been particularly successful in his chosen field, coming top of the final year commercial art class. The University Council has approved the establishment of the James Latham Memorial Prize, comprising an annual prize of $500 donated by the Latham family and a 12-week advanced computer course donated by Portfolio Corporate Communications, the organization with whom James was to have started work. We welcome his family and friends, many of whom have come from overseas to be present at this graduation. Acting Chancellor, I ask that James's sister, Ellie Latham, be presented with James's testamur. Sarah Minchin. Melinda Park. Sean Pinwell. Alison Roberts. Bradley Stock. Mina Tsang. Chris Waldron. Jane Wilson. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Associate Diploma of Arts in Interior Design, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Caitlin Burke. Margie Burke. Rachel Carew. An Chen Chen. Victoria Clayton. Penny del Castillo. Denise Finlayson. Rachel Louis. Karen Mackay. Fiona Marshall. Natalie McGregor. Andrew Trotter. Michaela Weath. Acting Chancellor, before I present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Visual Arts in Animation and in Film and Television Production, we will view a short video compilation of extracts from the work of these graduates.
The dentist. Oh, that's important. Well, since you're not the doctor, come over here. Down there, in the bottom. You can't be too careful. Just a soft one.
Which is a hard one?
They've got all the chocolate sucked off them.
Hi, I'm all finished here. The first one you can see.
Just look at them go, look at that hand movement, look at that stomach movement, isn't it wonderful? And don't join us at home, you young things out there, they are top professionals. They are the top echelon of their field, these people.
Have you seen this stick of celery? No, but I did see a strange lettuce leaf walk by.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Animation taken in the Queensland College of Art. Dominique O'Leary. Greg Torkington. Brett Wheeler. Mike Wright. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Film and Television Production, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Helen Cherry. Cameron Davey. Joseph Ibe. Zorea Hamilton. Nathan Harvey. Nicholas Joy. Kelly Lloyd. Nigel Orloff. Acting Chancellor, before I present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Visual Arts in Fine Art, we will view a representative selection of the images of these graduates' work. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Fine Art, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Yvette Altenberg. Nicole Anderson. Carolyn Bruhl. Alison Cobb. Duane Coleman. Felicity Copeland. Sally Cox. Geraldine Davis. Natasha De Giuseppe. Graham Della. Claudia Diaz. Trent Ellis. Sharon Ford. Janet Hessel. Janine Healy. Elizabeth Hermanojki. Belinda Hopper. Mary Horton. Bruce Lambert. Pam Mann. Margot Main. Joan Molyneux. Lisa Neville. Gay Palmer. Rosa Passos. Paula Payne. Amanda Penrose Hart. Stella Polychronis. Leni Popovich. Jane Randall. Kimberly Schilling. Benjamin Tennyson. Michael Tierney. Stuart Whitby. Lyndall White. Charlene White. Stephanie Wolf. Peter Zmijewski. Acting Chancellor, before I present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Visual Arts in Gold and Silversmithing, Graphic Arts and Illustration, we will view a representative selection of the images of these graduates' work. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Gold and Silversmithing, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Megan Black. Naya Crookshanks. Mandy Garland. Mignon Ravius. Simone Volbon. Pandelis Zagrafos. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Graphic Design, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Kylie Alpen. Marco Burton. Trisha Briscoe. Amanda Burke. Jasmine Butler. Renee Butterworth. Sarah Buzzer. Elizabeth Kappa. Sarah Cunningham. Jody Fern. Mardi Fielding. Ronald Grendon. Julie Horitz. Selina Herning. Carolyn Innes. Kim Lang. Troy Matheson. Philippa McConnell. Lorraine McKee. Melissa Murchison. Tom Saunders. Anna Marie Shaw. Jody Sinclair. Marnie Taylor. Oliver Tully. Robin Warren. Joe Westerway. Stacey White. Melissa White. Samantha Wilkinson. Vicky Zanotto. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Illustration, taken at the Queensland College of Art. Rachel Arthur. Sue Baker. Danielle Young. Acting Chancellor, before I present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Visual Arts in Photography, we will view a representative selection of the images of these graduates' work. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Bachelor of Visual Arts in Photography, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Bronwyn Forster. Mark Rodi Brahmanis. Acting Chancellor, the Queensland College of Art Medal may be awarded annually to the graduate from the college with the highest academic achievement in a bachelor's degree program. The medal is not awarded if there is no candidate of sufficient merit. Acting Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the graduate who has been granted the 1991 Queensland College of Art Medal, Mary Horton. And Acting Chancellor, with your permission, one latecomer, a graduate of the Associate Diploma of Arts in Interior Design, Mark Harrison. Acting Chancellor, I present to you graduates who have been granted the Graduate Diploma of Visual Arts, taken in the Queensland College of Art. Earl Bridger. Chang Keong Kim. Acting Chancellor, all the graduates of coursework programs of the Queensland College of Art who are present today have had their awards conferred upon them.
I now call on the Vice-Chancellor to introduce the guest speaker.
Acting Chancellor, Dick Austin was educated at Cranbrook School, Sydney, and Waitaki School, New Zealand, where he was dux and winner of a university scholarship. He later attended the University of Sydney, where he was awarded the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Laws, the latter with honours. Mr Austin saw war service from 1940 to 1945, rising to the rank of Lieutenant in the 2nd 19th Battalion of the Australian Infantry Forces. He was a prisoner of war in Singapore and Thailand. Following war service, Mr Austin resumed his legal career with appointments as associate to a number of distinguished justices of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, as a barrister at the Sydney Bar and a teaching fellow at the Sydney University Law School. A number of overseas appointments in London, Hong Kong and Singapore were followed by senior positions in the CRA group of companies. In recognition of his services to British commercial interests in Australia, and on the recommendation of the British government, Mr Austin was awarded an Officer of the Order of the British Empire in 1982. Not confining his interests to the business and commercial world, Mr Austin has been an active supporter of the arts community in Australia. He is currently Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the Queensland Art Gallery. Dick Austin is well known at Griffith University, serving as a member of the University Council from 1984 to 1989, and during that time as Chairperson of the Nathan Housing Company Board. It is both a pleasure and a privilege for me once again to welcome Mr Austin to the University to share in this afternoon's ceremony, and I now invite him to deliver the occasional address. Thank you.
Acting Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of councils, today's graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As a former member of the Council of Griffith University, it's a great pleasure for me to be present today on the occasion of the graduation of students from the Brisbane College of Art. It's also a pleasure for me as Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Queensland Art Gallery, because the Gallery has a close and continuing relationship with these two institutions, with Gallery trustees currently being members of both councils. But quite apart from the pleasure, I regard it as a great honour to have been invited to deliver the occasional address. A distinguished professor who spoke last year said that after sitting through some 50 graduation ceremonies, he could remember few of the occasional addresses to which he had been subjected. He went on to say, with due academic humility, that he was therefore not optimistic that anyone would remember his. I, on the other hand, with the arrogance of a non-academic, hope against all the odds that someone will remember mine. Since this is the first time that students from the Brisbane College of Art have received their testamenters under the aegis of Griffith University, today must be regarded as a very special occasion, an occasion which celebrates not only the graduation of 211 students, but also the merger of two institutions of higher learning. The coming together of the college and the university is one of the last of the celebrated Dawkins Plan mergers, not all of which, I may say, have been greeted with joy unconfined by those concerned. Arranged mergers, like arranged marriages, are not always successful, especially if one party feels that it is giving away too much of its own individuality. But in the case of this merger, I'm confident that each party will be happy and satisfied. I understand that the college will retain relative independence in operation, function, staffing and teaching. It will retain its name and links with its proud tradition. It will spread its influence more widely throughout Brisbane and the Gold Coast region, and its students will have access to increased options for study through other Griffith disciplines. The university will extend its academic profile and have a greater ability to offer to its students the highest standards of education in visual arts and design. I believe that the merger will be good for the college, good for the university and good for the arts in Queensland. Both institutions occupy unique places in the cultural history of this state. The college is not only the oldest art school, its origins go back to 1881, but it has, over the years, remained the principal institution for the training of visual artists and designers. In 1982, an arts journalist wrote, rather poetically, "Very much a slumbering muse that has for too long lay dreaming under the subtropical sun, the Brisbane College of Art has at last awakened and is full of vigorous activity." That was a decade ago, and since then, the college has gone from strength to strength. Until today, its disciplines cover a wide range of activities, including painting, printmaking, sculpture, ceramics, gold and silversmithing, graphic design, illustration, film and television, animation, photography, dress designing, jewellery, interior decoration. And many of its alumni have gone on to successful careers in one or other of these areas of endeavour. The other party to the merger, Griffith University, is by contrast one of the youngest tertiary institutions in Queensland. But from its inception in 1975, it has emphasised the importance of the arts, in the widest sense of the word, to society. Arts activities on campus include the Film and Drama Centre, Griffith Artworks, an arts committee, the Institute of Cultural Policy Studies, and studies in the history of art itself. It seems highly appropriate, therefore, that the Bachelor of Visual Arts degree offered by the college, which was indeed the first college of technical and further education to offer such a degree, should now be given university status by the merger with Griffith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move away from the sheltering chrysalis of academia to the harsh world outside, which the emerging butterfly will have to face. This is the eternal challenge facing all graduates. For if graduation day is a day of happy remembrance of the recent past, it is also a day of stock-taking, when they must look around at the daunting present, and a day of vision when they must look forward to the beckoning future. We live in a unique country, endowed by nature with most of the riches of this earth. But despite this, it is sadly no longer a lucky country, nor is it yet a clever country. It may not quite be a banana republic, as one illustrious wordsmith once suggested, but even if the fruit is still hidden from sight, the plantation itself is often plainly visible. To put it bluntly, Australia is in a mess. The mess is both institutional and individual. I will not call it economic, because the economy, in my view, should be seen as a symptom of a country's malaise, not its cause. I will therefore spare you any further reference to the man once described as the best treasurer in the world, and turn instead to a man of a very different calibre, the great Duke of Wellington, the victor of Waterloo and a distinguished statesman. In an age of sudden change, after the succession of Queen Victoria, when the Reform Bill and the repeal of the Corn Laws were causing many Englishmen to feel that the whole fabric of their society was falling apart, he prophesied, "We shall not have a commotion, we shall not have blood, but we shall be plundered by forms of law." How right he was, not only for England then, but for Australia today. Too many laws, too many politicians to make them, too many bureaucrats to implement them, too many lawyers to dispute them, too many committees of inquiry to reinterpret them, too many trade unions to take advantage of them. As a result, too much interference with the individual and his way of life, too many taxes, and as a further result of all these things, too little initiative and too little incentive. So much for the institutional symptoms. What of the individual ones? Here the picture is no less depressing. Ill fares the land to hastening ills a prey, where wealth accumulates and men decay, wrote Oliver Goldsmith of the England of his time. His words equally well fit the Australia of today. The top 1% of Australians now earn as much as the bottom 21%, whereas a decade ago this figure was only 11%. Moreover, we have come to realise in the last few years that Australians have been decaying morally. What can we say of a society that projects a continuing and widespread picture of malfeasance of one sort or another? Politicians, police officers, businessmen, bureaucrats, barristers, doctors, even judges have all been caught in snares of their own making. A society that regards hard labour as more appropriate to a prison sentence than to everyday life. A society that destroys its rainforests and with them its unique flora and fauna, erodes its soil, pollutes its rivers and mines its beaches. A society that not only lives far beyond its means, but is content to make no effort to live within them. I hold no special brief for Mr. Fraser, the Dr. Dolittle of the 70s, but he did leave us with a gross national debt of only $35.7 billion. A decade later, that debt is 5 times greater, and in order to surface the interest alone, we have to go on borrowing more and more. Indeed, what can we say of such a society? A famous trainer was once asked to name the fundamental characteristics of a great racehorse. Speed, he answered. And after that he was asked, more speed. And after that, still more speed. If an honest and perceptive man, and these qualities do not always go hand in hand, if an honest and perceptive man were asked the same questions about Australian society today, I suggest his answers would be greed, and still more greed. It is an unattractive and sobering picture. Something must be done about it because if it isn't, we will gradually descend into Avernus. And something can be done about it because, as Shakespeare said, the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. Let us start, all of us, young and old alike, by asking not what our country can do for us, but what we can do for our country. We hear a lot these days about rights and privileges, but precious little about duties and responsibilities. Too many are ready to take, too few are prepared to give. Too many have allowed what is sometimes called the 11th commandment, thou shalt not be found out, to take precedence over the other 10. It is time for these attitudes to change. In a world which would appear, at least in the short term, to be once again safe from a third global war, it may, thank God, no longer be necessary to die for one's country, as many of our forebears have done. There are other ways of serving it, and of these I suggest to you the simplest of all is to follow that most cogent and all-embracing of the Christian exhortations. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. In today's world, it is also one of the most pragmatic. It means being honest with ourselves and with our fellow men and women. It means giving a full day's work for a full day's pay. It means being fair and tolerant, compassionately helping others rather than selfishly exploiting them. It means obeying the law in the spirit as well as in the letter. It means a willingness not to dispute the decision of the umpire. It means a respect for the different cultures of which this country is now composed, so that we may continually absorb them and, in so doing, nurture a new and broader Australian culture. It means, in a world of interdependence and rapid communication, a readiness to substitute for our own self-interest care and responsibility for those countries which are poor and underdeveloped. It means making Australia a bridge between the West and the East. In short, it is up to all of us to make Australia take its proper place in the world. I say proper advisedly because, whether we like it or not, Australia is not destined to become a great power. Geographical isolation and the limited size of the population that this island continent of ours can maintain will militate against that happening. Our influence in the world will depend not upon our power to coerce by force, but upon our ability to persuade by example. But even if we cannot make Australia a great power, we can and should make it a great country in which to believe, and a good country in which to live. Less concerned about the materialistic values implied in the phrase, the standard of living, so often heard these days, and more about the spiritual values associated with the phrase, the quality of life. You may think that my verdict on Australian society is unduly draconian. Perhaps it is, because there is indeed another and a brighter side. Australia may not be a lucky country or a clever country, but it is, especially in the visual arts, a creative country. You may remember that a great exhibition of Australian art was held in the Queensland Art Gallery at the beginning of the bicentennial year of 1988. In his preface to the exhibition catalogue, appropriately named Creating Australia, Daniel Thomas, the organiser, wrote these words: "We now know that a rich and interesting achievement exists from all of the 200 years of our history. We now know that for the first of these 200 years, it was art more than anything else which interpreted Australia to its people. More than an expression of society, though they are always partly that, works of art are a force which creates a people's way of life, of feeling and of thinking. Art, we contend, is the principal means by which Australia has been invented and created. Artists have not only looked hard at nature, but have also, throughout those 200 years, contributed to universal speculations about individual identity and about the inner life. Such works of art help create and recreate not only Australia, but also the world. You who have graduated today are fortunate to be part of that tradition. The future is yours. A great challenge lies before you, not just to use the talents you have and the education you have acquired for your own purposes, but to use them to create and recreate Australia. And so I say to you, young men and women, congratulations on your achievements. Go out into the world, proud to be Australians, with your testames in your hands, and in your hearts and minds those words of Tennyson which he wrote of Ulysses and his gallant companions: to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
Acting Chancellor, I think the applause which has greeted Mr Austin's address perhaps makes my remarks somewhat unnecessary at this point. But nevertheless, I would like to speak in thanks for this address and in due course to ask you to put your hands together again. You will understand, ladies and gentlemen, why we were delighted to have Mr Austin's services on our governing body of the university for a good number of years, and you'll understand why during the meetings he attended things were sometimes interesting in terms of the points of view expressed. Mr. Austin has blessed the marriage, which we're in a way celebrating here today. He reminded us that it was in a way, a 17-year-old suitor approaching a 111-year-old bride, but things seem to be working out quite well in spite of that rather unusual age gap. He went on to speak in blunt terms about the mess that Australia's in and gave us a significant and I'm sure a diagnosis that will be widely noted and discussed. But he finished up, and we're all delighted to hear this, on a positive note in terms of a new title for Australia, which I hope will catch on, the creative country. He asked me before this ceremony how the amalgamation was going. People are always asking me these sorts of questions, and I reported positively on this matter. But I think he supplied in his final comments there the really important reason why Griffith is absolutely delighted by the amalgamation with the College of Art. If Australia is going to be a creative country, then it is vital that its universities be involved in the creative arts and, of course, more widely in creativity. Dick Austin, we thank you for coming this afternoon. We welcome your wife, Aria, also, and we thank you again for your address. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I'd like to add my congratulations to those already expressed to our graduates today, and particularly to stress to them the importance of joining the University Alumni Association. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you all now please rise and join members of the Conservatorium Chamber Singers in singing the traditional student song Gaudeamus Igitur, the words and music of which you will find on page 24 of your programs. The song will be played through once by the organ in its entirety as an introduction before we begin to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is now concluded. When the fanfares begin, would you please remain standing as the Deus Party, the staff procession, and the graduates retire?